Today we'll be installing the NOCO NLP14 lithium battery into a snowmobile. Just got it charging up here on the lithium setting, and we'll get the snowmobile and see how this goes. For weights, I'm going to compare the NOCO Lithium NLP14 against a typical lead acid 14 size and a battery that we are replacing in this snowmobile, the 18 amp hour lead acid, and we'll see what the weights look like. So here's the NOCO as it comes out of the box with no spacers. (1,144 grams). And for the NOCO, this isn't how we're going to install it. We're going to remove these items, add several spacers to make it fit, which takes our total to 1,288 grams for the NOCO Lithium as installed. The equivalent for lead acid, 3,950 grams. And finally, the one that we are replacing here, the 18 amp hour lead acid, coming in at a whopping 5,711 grams. We are ready to install the NOCO Lithium battery. A keen eye will note that I have added an extended ground cable. The factory ground cable will not work with this battery, given that the terminals are on opposite sides and the width of the batteries is different. And since these batteries mount sideways, the width is what was needed to mount the bracket. So we will mount this one in a typical position and use spacers to make sure we get the right height on it. Needed that extra little bit of distance for our ground cable. We'll make sure we tie that up after. We have cleaned up the wiring there, tied it up with some zip ties. You can see down there is where your new ground has to go to mount the battery this way. Everything's all hooked up and put back together. Only thing left to do is to give it a shot. Kill up. We're back out about 36 hours after installing the NOCO Lithium NLP14 battery. It's about -10 Celsius last night, and give it a good cold start test, see if it still starts in the cold.
NOCO's user manual indicates that in cold weather, several starting attempts may be needed, as this will heat the lithium cells and allow them to provide sufficient power. Alright, time for some final thoughts. I saved nearly 10 pounds by changing from a Group 20 lead acid battery to a Group 14 lithium battery. I don't ride in temperatures below -20 Celsius, and I have a pull start backup, so I'm not concerned if I need to use the pull cord on cold mornings. For mountain riding, it's one of the easiest weight savings, other than removing the electric start system completely, which if it didn't require different body panels on the XM, I might have done that. For those who don't have a pull start backup or who consistently ride in colder temperatures, I might recommend staying with the Group 20 class and purchasing the NLP20 for slightly more starting power. It's only 1.2 pounds heavier and has nearly double the capacity. Otherwise, I think the NLP14 is a great option for those of us, especially looking to lose a little bit of weight on the sled.